Hi everyone, this is Ram from Informatica Global Customer Support Team. In this video, we'll talk about how to change the file listener association owner using REST API. So basically, we use a REST API to change the file listener association owner. So in which cases we change the file listener association owner if the previous owner is disabled in the organization. So we'll get the if then in at that time file listener cannot the task file listener cannot trigger the task flow. That means even though file event happens, the task flow won't get executed. So in that cases, we need to get the file listener association owner using the previous REST API, which I already discussed in the previous video. So after getting that, if the user is disabled, then you need to change the file listener association owner. Okay, so let me show you with a quick demo. So this is a file listener that I have created. Now this file listener is created. This file listener association to the task flow is done by with one user. Okay. So now I want to change this file listener association user from, for example, A to B. Now how to change? Let us see using a REST API. Now, first is a login request. So first you need to log in as I discussed in the previous video also. First you need to log into the pod in order to get the IC session ID and the server URL. So this is the API that you need to use to log in. So if you see here V2. So as I told, if it is a V1, then you will get IDS session ID. And if it is a V2, then you will get IC session ID. If it is a version 3, then you will get info session ID. So you can use any version, but that here I am using V2. So that's why you are getting IC session ID and the server URL. So these two, you need to note it down. Then you need to use it in the other API, which helps to change the file listener association owner. So now this is the API that is used to change the file listener association owner. Now till here, this is a server URL. So the server URL, you need to remove that SAS. And then this is a service MFT SAS API. Here I am using a version 1 for the file listener for changing the file listener association owner. Sorry, this one. So this is the one you can see. So then I am using here, if you see V1. So version 1 I am going to use and change callback ownership. So this is the API and till here this is the server URL. Now in the server URL you need to remove that SAS and then you need to put this server URL and this is the service you need to keep. Now IDS session ID, if you see version 1, as I told for version 1, you need to put IDS session ID. So that's why I am keeping an header IDS session ID and this is a post request. This is not a get request. So if it is a post request, you need to send us a body. Now this IDS session ID, whatever we have collected using the login, whatever we got IC session ID, copy that value. Let me copy that. And after placing this ICS session ID in the IDS session ID, then you need to give a body because it's a post request. Now, if you see here current owner, so this is a current owner of the file listener association. Now I need to change to a new owner. Consider this owner got disabled. Now, how to get the current owner of the file listener association? That I already discussed in the previous video. You can watch that. Now, how to get this ID from the administrator? I will show you. So when you log into your pod, you can see the users. When you click on associated user, one user, then on the top, you will get an ID. So this ID, you just copy and paste it in the postman. Now I have executed this request. Now you can see the body, nothing got written and 200 okay. That means the API, the REST API got successfully executed. Now if you want to see whether the owner got changed or not, so again the same thing. So I get the fetching username. So in order to get, let me run that API now. Now, in order to know whether the file listener association owner changed correctly or not, now from the same login URL, you copy the IC session ID and go to the get the file listener association owner. So this we already ran in the previous video. So just copy paste here. So I'm just going to put it here, and then so if you see the API URL, so this is the API V1. So I'm going to use a V1. So that's why it is IDS session ID as a header, and you need to pass a content type as application by JSON. And this is a file listener that we have seen. So this is a file listener ID. Now previously now if I execute send, now it should be the new owner ID should come. Now if you see executor LGLL. Now if I go to the one which to the change file listener association owner, you can see the new owner LGLL. So that means the file listener association owner got changed successfully. So in this way, you need to use an API request in order to change the file listener association. The references for you is you can follow this KP article which explains all the steps that I have explained here. I will paste you these KP articles in the description as well. Now you can provide your valuable feedback at support@informatica.com. Thank you for watching this video.